Okay, so today I just want to go over some ideas to use for travel journals. I have been scrapbooking since I was a preteen. I would say probably about 10, 12. So most of my trips I've always scrapbooked when I get home. I take little notes and those sorts of things, but the bulk of the actual recording is done sometimes months later, sometimes a year later. I end up having to hold on to my ephemera for a really long time. And I do enjoy the end results of my scrapbooks, but as I get older, I find that maybe a travel journal would work better for what I need, and also because life can get pretty hectic when I get home. So I wanted to start this channel, one, so I have somewhere to record my scrapbooking and continue to do scrapbooks. I have plenty backed up waiting to be caught up on, but something else that I want to explore is the use of travel journals, kind of scrapbooking much more organically while I'm on my travels and using more journal entries, sort of thing, so there's no backlog, no going back and having to remember things. With that in mind, I have looked at multiple different options. I've got some here with me today. I wanted to show you what they look like, give you my feedback on how they'd be best used, and also just sort of give you an idea of the costs and options available. So the first thing I want to show is basically the most minimalist option. It's what I've been used to using, and it's really just these pocket sorts of notebooks. So here I've got this notebook, which I recently took with me on my last big trip to Italy. This is what I usually would take. It's a very basic size book. There's nothing to it, really. There's no lines. You can pick this up almost anywhere. I think I might have got this at a checkout stand in Joann's forever ago. There's pages missing because I would write notes. I'll stick stickers in here. Anything really that's stickable that I don't want to get lost, and I can also write notes. And then later on I can tear those notes out, attach them to my pages. These pages I tore out. I had stickers from some travel companies that I had been wearing a sticker, so I saved them in here and was able to cut them out and apply them to my scrapbook pages. The other benefit here is that it's very basic. It's small. It fits in anything. All my trips, especially lately, have been backpacking size, so minimal as possible. So that's what's the best benefit for these. Plus, this might have been $5. This is not a name brand notebook in any way. You can also make them pretty basically by folding paper and stitching them. There's many tutorials online for that. I've got some other options here that I've picked up. This is Moleskine. Moleskine's a brand name for these sizes. They have pockets in them, which is great for the little ephemera that you pick up on your trips. They come in lined. And another option is Field Notes. I love Field Notes for my job. Again, you could basically make them with a stapler, and they're just super basic, but I don't know, I just love them. I love the brand. And you can get this set for about $15. It comes with 3. There's grid, blank pages, and also lined pages. So that's the basic first stage items that I would suggest getting. And I used to, in my last trip, I took that plus a bag. This is literally just an Ipsy bag that I got. If anybody's ever had Ipsy, you know that these usually accumulate and you don't know what to do with them. They make fantastic bags. You can, for traveling minimal, you can pack your little notebook in here. You can put some pens in there. And then later on, you can also put your receipts, those sorts of things. It is small though. So some big items like maps and things don't fit so well. But I had this thing completely stuffed with receipts, maps, and other ephemera for my trip that I was able to come back and just use in my scrapbook, which I would love to share later on another video. The next option, this one I've actually had for years, and I hope to bring it back and use it. This is a 2016 version of the Suki travel journal. Now, they're still available through Amazon and those sorts of things. This cover is old. I don't see any new ones like this. You might be able to find one on eBay if you really love the camper van look. The current one that I found on eBay is it's coastal birds and lighthouses. Still very nice. The interior of the book is the same. It's about $15. It is very tightly bound, so if you were to put too many things in here, I think it would be a bit of an issue whereas, you know, with field notes, it kind of expands, and some other options I'll show you. I like to scrap a lot of things into my book, so that might be why this didn't ever take off for me. I did buy it back in 2016, and I did take it on a trip and write some notes in it, and stick some things in the envelopes for it, but as you can see, I didn't really finish it out or continue to use it, which I do hope to go back and use it. As you can see in here also, there are different kinds of material pages. My favorite is these wax envelopes, so you can tuck in flowers. I used to press flowers as a child, so that's what really attracted me to this notebook. They have envelopes for you to put in your ephemera. You've got your dated pages, craft pages, grid pages. It's more Smashbook style, and that really attracted me to it. And like I said, it's $15. It's not a bad price. And I do hope to, as I start going back to doing travel journaling and really exploring it better, I do expect to take this with me on more road trips. I think that's what I bought it for in the first place. The trip that I journaled in here was our road trip to Mount Rushmore. So I want to go back, because at the time also I had planned on doing road trips every July 4th to those sorts of places, and then life happens. Didn't happen. But I want to go back and kind of relive that goal, and I think this is a great option. Plus, I already have it. So the next style that I wanted to try out, and so I've picked up some options here, is really more of a structured journal. These two are available. One is the Wanderlust passport. This one is a independent designer created passport, and they come with very similar things. The Clever Fox version is available on Amazon. The Wanderlust passport specifically, you need to go to Bobo Design Studio and support her by buying it there. I do enjoy that she has her own design language around this. She's got washi tapes and sorts of things that you can buy to go with this. And you can support a small designer kind of shop by getting this passport. Whereas the Clever Fox, much more mass-produced, very similar, less expensive, I would say. This one, if I remember correctly, was about $30, and this one's about half the price, give or take. And like I said, it's available on Amazon, which is attractive to many shoppers. And like I said, they have the very similar items. One thing to keep in mind, the Wanderlust passport, as you can see, is the same size. It doesn't come in a second size. The Clever Fox travel journal does come in a pocket version and the large scale version. I like the pocket version because, again, calling back to my original style, it is much smaller. And so I think it would fit better with my kind of long-term travels where I'm just carrying a backpack, and size and space is at a minimum. And so this might get more play because of that. I do enjoy that both versions come with a pencil holder. The Wanderlust does not. All of these come with this elastic to hold it closed. And also they have the back pocket. Now each company provides stickers, and they're in that pocket, and it expands. So you can put your ephemera in there as well. In the Wanderlust, it's very similar. Expands, and you've got a little bit more passport stickers. One thing I will say about comparing the two, the design elements of both. This one is much more youthful. I'll go ahead and flip through it for you here. I do like this design on the cover. She's got lots of advice, I would say, in the beginning of the book. Then she's got her index trip, so if you have more than one in here, you can definitely put down which in order, dates. Your travel wish list, always nice to have a bucket list area. Here, I really like this map. Like I said, it's the font that makes it look very youthful, but kind of in an attractive way. And you can color in the states you've been, or use this page, stickers, however you feel. Same here, we've got countries you can check off. They're not delineated here, it'd be a little harder, but you could use this page how you feel to maybe show where you've flown, sort of things. And then each page after this is very open. You have just your guided prompts here, dates, location, latitude, longitude, elevation, and the temperature, where you stayed, how many stars you would give it. And every page is after that is very similar. Yes, and then in the back here, it goes blank. Favorite moments. So you can kind of have a thought session revisiting how everything went. I do like that structure. I think the prompts at the top are more like, especially latitude, longitude, elevation. This is more focused on maybe traveling to the different parks, hiking, adventure travel sort of things, not so much about being around a city or that sort of thing. But I do like the grid system, so you could, or the dot system, so you could create grids. It helps you keep a line, but also keeps it pretty blank, so it doesn't really interfere with whatever you're going to do with the page. The page is very glossy and thin. I don't think you could do too much to it. Ink might actually bleed through, so I wouldn't apply paint. Over here in Clever Fox, I've already kind of started mine here. Again, you've got your beginning information. I would say that the information here is a little bit more useful than what's provided in the Wanderlust. You've got your pre-check checklist, ideas on packing lists, safety tips, communication signs, basic translations of items, time. Here's your bucket list. I'll go ahead and just go quickly. You got different kinds of bucket list items that you're looking for. And as opposed to the other map where I showed you, this one really shows the different countries. And so you can put down more. And this is going to be for each section for a trip. And each trip is going to have a section instead of just having a wide open space. So here you can plan your trip when you're going, time difference, climate, put down your month. Here's your research, things to do, places to visit, food to try, your budget, emergency phases, etc. Make your own packing list, make your checklist for what to get done before you go. And then we've got your transportation options. Really great if you have flights, planes, transfers, those sorts of things. Accommodations, very helpful for me, the way I travel, especially when I go hopping around. Like, for instance, in our last trip to Italy, we didn't just stay in one place. We hopped to 4 different cities, so lots of transfers. And then here's the travel journal section. You could literally just keep it very short. You could do it by time. I'm not really sure if I like the little lines in between, but it is open. And this is just for your trip. You can just put down all of the items that happen. There's not very many pages though. Here's your expense tracker. Perfect if you need to track your expenses. See if you got a little out in there. And also it gives you a way to keep track of expenses, especially if it's a business trip. Memorable moments. This is, again, wide open. I think it's great for, stickable pictures, those sorts of things, drawing, but it's only one page. And then you can have your little trip in review and fill out how you felt about everything. Notes and ideas, maybe for next time, and then begin the next trip. It goes that way all the way through. I do think that it's too structured for my use. For big trips, maybe it would work for my scrapbooking again, looking back on it. For my business trips, one day maybe if I have one, it'll be helpful to have the expense section. And also I think the main way I'm going to use this is when I travel with my sister, to be honest. In fact, that's one reason I might have picked that one up. It's more her style and small. That way we can actually plan things out, and she's very structured, and this way we can communicate what we budget and our checklists and everything and keep it straight between each other, and then take this instead of like a folio full of things, so we can keep track of everything. Because when you're planning between 2 people from different places, it can get pretty hectic and difficult, so it's nice having everything in one place. As far as my general scrapbooking, if I were to go on a road trip or something like that, I don't think this is going to be as useful, but it's nice to have, and that's why I got it for traveling with my sister. The small version has very much the same things as you'll see here. The plan your trip visit though, plan your visit is not the big map. So that's the big difference. Otherwise the pages are similar, just smaller, which is perfect for her, but I like to have a lot more ephemera and those sorts of things. I probably write more too. So a little too small for me, perfect for someone maybe more analytical and structured like my sister. Okay, so this next option I got, I'm very excited. It's not going to be always available, but I just wanted to show it because I think this is more of the cross between a scrapbook and a travel journal. And so this is what I got from Happy Planner. It's called the Adventure Box. I don't have the box. I unboxed this a while ago. But it came with all of these items. So it came with page inserts. So this is something you can do. You could take literally this with you on your trip to be minimal and then come back and put those in. It came with these postcards. I probably am not going to use this because it's for you to be able to send to a friend and get back. It's not really my style, but I love the stickers here, so that's convenient. It comes with 3 washi tapes that are part of the design language of the entire set. It also came with this whole book of stickers, again, part of the design language. And some are clear, some are not clear. You've got pictures. These are fantastic for writing little notes and sticking them in under pictures. Really just your standard Happy Planner sticker book. And then you've got these big stickers, the see-through ones. They could go anywhere, really. I think they even said that they are restickable. I haven't tested it, though. And then the book itself is a Happy Planner design. It comes with these rings, which makes it very nice because you can pop out pages and insert pages very easily. You can change the structure. You can take out sections. Let's say you put too many photos in here and it gets too thick. You can take out sections, which I probably will do. And then I can just have another Happy Planner with a different cover and just make a second book pretty easily. This is also, in my opinion, the kind of crossover between the Clever Fox Wanderlust guided section and more of a freeform smash book. So you have a little bit of prompts, for instance, putting an amazing photo here and remember this, so it tells you to put in things, and you have your photo here and some lines to put down what it is, and it goes like that through every section. It's super open, lots of places to put stickers, ephemera, that sort of thing. There are no pockets, but as a Happy Planner company does have their own little ecosystem of products, so there are pocket options. I believe I got one and already inserted it. Yes, so I bought this separately from their accessories so that I would have a place to put ephemera and not have to worry about it falling out. I would probably take this with me and maybe some washi tapes and the stickers. Maybe just these stickers. Stickers can always be added after as well. So washi tape's good for sticking down things. Really, I have not quite figured out my travel journal kit. So this one's up for interpretation. This is obviously the biggest thing I have. So this is not going to be for those kind of trips where I hop around. I am planning a trip with my husband for our anniversary. Very exciting to go to Paris one day. I think this might be perfect because he's not the traveler to pack in a backpack and transfer to many different locations. He wants to just go to one location and stay there, maybe go out for day trips. So this is perfect for having a larger roller bag and having time to relax and go back and write things down at the end of the day, which is not my usual travel style. Like I said, when I travel with my sister, we're quite adventuresome. Go, 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 see everything. One day I'll probably show you my scrapbooks of our trips so you can see just how much we cram into a day. So it's a little hard to do journals. Thus I do little field notes. But I do want to take more calm trips, something for me and my husband to enjoy. And so this will be perfect for those. And now this last option is a bit of a treat to myself. And so it's new. I didn't just get it for traveling, although it is called the Traveler's Notebook. Now, currently I'm using it more of a journal, but I do have the intent to one day probably take it on trips after maybe figuring out exactly my style and going through other options. I feel like this one's probably going to be the one that goes with me for life. And that's why I splurged on it. Now, keep in mind, there is again, a whole ecosystem around the accessories and the inserts for the Traveler Notebook company. However, you can find all sorts of handmade options out there. Etsy's a great place to look. There's also, again, items all over Amazon if you want to look there. And more importantly, you can also make it for yourself. It's quite basic in its design. You can find videos on how to punch leather and put in strings. I decided to, again, splurge and get the Traveler's Notebook, but maybe one day in the future, if this one gets way too old and rugged, or I want a different size, I'll probably make my own. Yeah, because you can, and you can have more personalization. Speaking of personalization, The beauty of the Traveler's Notebook is that you can get all sorts of different inserts. I really went for a lot of inserts. I got the binder or the notebook clip. That way I can clip it open. I do prefer to have a more open book. Field notes you can bend, those kind of pocket books you can bend open. This way you can just clamp it open, and I find that amazing. Also, I really like the little design. It's very cute. And then it has this pocket inside. So I got the plastic pocket insert as well as the craft insert that I'll show you. I got the day planner. I've already started or day journal. I've already started writing in it, so I'll spare you that. But this is the day journal. They come with different designs for journals, and they're all about the same page. The page length, they're about 64 pages. I find that a good length, and it's held together by this band. This is the stiff back, so that you can put it behind if I were to take out a notebook. For instance, again, if I was going to go traveling and I didn't have as many notebooks in here, so it wasn't so stiff, that kind of stiffens it up so you can write better. It's in one of the insert pockets. I currently have the pen holder attached here to kind of keep everything tight together, and also because I didn't like it hanging out there on the edge of the notebook. I like it here better because it's tucked inside, protected. And here I'm clipping this folder to this folder. This is the craft folder. These are some stickers I already had that just go perfect. And this is the blank insert that comes with the kit when you first get the kit. On the other side of the folder. And then it's all held together with this rubber elastic system. And you can get all different colors. This one's an extra band that came with the kit. See? And then it holds that. I think this will work better long term for me to have different options in that pocket for things. So maybe I don't have a bag and a notebook. But right now I'm just using it as a journal, but I think maybe on one of my trips I'll probably take it, give it a test run. Yeah, I think these are really fantastic. Like I said, you can get all sorts of customized third-party options, different inserts, more smash book styles. I've seen all sorts of things out there. You can get charms to put on here to customize it. You can use this to hold your items. One thing is, in the future trip, I want to make sure to have a glue pen. So some sort of way to keep a glue pen with it is fantastic. We'll see though. One thing to mention, this is the most expensive option of all the items that I showed, mostly because it's the Traveler's Notebook. The Traveler's Notebook, I think this kit is $55, $65. I think it's $55. Plus I had to pay shipping and those sorts of things. So this is a more expensive option. Again, there's plenty of more affordable options, personalizable options. This is just the luxury option here. Something to remember is the Happy Planner. The Happy Planner kit itself was retailing for $50. Right now it's on sale for half off. So I think they're getting close to being done with the limited edition. Happy Planners themselves, you can just get a regular notebook. And like I said, it'll be more, you can get more blank options, but you can pop these out really easy and buy accessories for them. The books themselves, you can get them for about $10 on the website, or I think Joann's and Michael's carries a bunch of options. And then I do believe I went over the price of everything else. Those are the two most expensive for the time being. I do love the field notes. I think in the future, if I had a smaller, maybe I'm going to make one myself, version of a travel notebook just to hold field notes, that will probably be the happy medium for my travels in the long term. But I look forward to testing all these different options out and getting back to you on what's the best and how they work. Thank you.